Hi guys, the Gamer Untamed. I was going to initially do my Omega DLC for Mass Effect 3 review yesterday, and I did, but then I watched it and it really kind of sucked. So, I'm going to do it again today, which is the next day. So, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's firstly talk about the main plot to the Omega DLC. And mind you, there will be no spoilers. Oh, by the way, I'm back, by the way. No more tests, anything. Well, there's a quiz tomorrow, but whatever. Coolies. Party hard. Yeah. Not cool. So, in Mass Effect 2, we are first introduced to Aria, the lovable and ruthless queen of Omega, the pretty much rock, the mining rock in space. Found something useful. She is pretty much the only government you could find in Omega, and her form of government is do whatever the frickin' hell you want to do. So, when we see Aria in Mass Effect 3, we are quite surprised that she's not on Omega anymore. This is obviously spoilers for Mass Effect 3, because, well, come on. Why would you be watching this? Yeah. She's not on Omega anymore. We find her in Purgatory's lounge on the Citadel. And she explains to you why. Basically, the pro-human organization Cerberus has captured her most lovable little rock of Omega. And this is also the story of her plot to take Omega back is featured in this. Mass Effect Invasion. Now this is the first, I don't even know if it's the full thing. This is the first one in the series of Invasion. And in this, you witness Aria going through a whole lot of trouble to take Omega back. Now, I've only read the first one because it came with my collector's edition. But I know that there are a lot of new characters introduced in this, and now with the DLC, there is new characters in the DLC as well. I'm not sure, however, if some of the characters that are in this are actually in the DLC. But basically, that's the plot. I'm going to read you, actually, what is written in here, which is pretty much the introduction to Invasion. So let's have a listen. Omega stands alone. Beyond the reach of the galactic politics, the space station has provided a home for commerce unwelcome elsewhere for years. All its criminal gangs fearing its leader, the powerful Asari biotic Aria T'Loak. But there are those who do not respect Aria's rule or anything else. Following Commander Shepard's successful expedition against the mysterious Collector menace, the pro-human organization Cerberus establishes bases beyond the Omega-4 relay to investigate the alien threat. When Cerberus's experiments with Reaper technologies go wrong, a new threat emerges from the relay, ready to wreak destruction on an unsuspecting galaxy. The first stop on their path to utter destruction, Omega, which stands, as always, alone. So it doesn't give too much away, but it tells you a lot about what's going to happen specifically in this. And I really like this first one, by the way. So that's the main plot of it. Now I think I'm going to talk about the good and the bad, because I always do, and this is a huge part of the DLC. Because there are a lot of good, but there are a lot of bad. It's really tough to decide for this game, for this DLC actually. Okay, so let's just do some dot points here, shall we? Let's start off with the good dot points. Fun, combat, and atmospheric environments. Definitely, I really enjoy the combat in this. It's very fast. There is a lot of gameplay. There is heaps of combat scenes in this, and there are also, it almost seems like it's going up in levels, and there's also a beautiful, it's not beautiful, it's really eerie atmosphere, which I really, really liked. There's new aggressive enemies, and there's also smart level design, like I said before. There is almost a level design as you move on, as in there's increasingly different levels as you progress. The new enemies especially almost remind me of the brutes in a way, because they come in packs sometimes. The final one, which is supposed to be the hardest mission, come in packs, and I'm like, ah, okay. My third good point is that, to be honest, there aren't many good points. I really liked the voice acting for some of the characters. I love Arya for the characters. I love Arya in this. Her voice is, of course, amazing. Her personality itself is, of course, amazing. It's Arya. How could you not love her? Also, there are two other characters who have amazing voices, and they may not appear very much in this game, but they are very good voiced, very well voiced characters, to be honest. Especially one of them, which I'll explain a bit later. I also liked a scene at the very end, but I can't talk about it yet because that contains a little tiny bit spoiler. Tiny bit. Okay, so let's talk about the bad. Number 1, the interesting characters go to waste. Definitely. I cannot express how much the characters in this that I liked just weren't featured enough at all. Number 2, weak storyline, surprisingly. And the dialogue. What is this? BioWare is king of the dialogue. And it was horrible. Every Commander Shepard's scenes especially, surprisingly, almost, were horrible. Any scene with Commander Shepard was made worse when she or he started talking. It did not fit right. It was not right. Commander Shepard is not in this. Shepard is not in this. She doesn't need anyone else. That's why it was a little weird. And also, there were some glitchy cutscenes. One I experienced really bad. Like, she was standing while someone else was talking. One of the characters was standing, and then another character was talking, and she was like, it looked like she was humping the floor. Like she was on the floor. And she was just sliding. And then up, and then down, and then up and down. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you trying to rape the ground or something? Like, God. I mean, seriously. Next one, I think I'm up to 4. Is the length of this game was retarded. I don't know why I'm using this word, but it was horrible. Okay, BioWare stated that this was going to be longer than Leviathan. The biggest one they had. Longer than the I think it was in general, or was, I don't think it was just for Mass Effect 3, because it would have been between this and Leviathan, so. It was, okay, Leviathan was longer. It was. I have to admit, to me, it felt long. But apparently, this one was longer, and I completed this all of it 4 hours. I watched every cutscene. I didn't skip it all. 4 hours. I bought it 2 days ago, and I finished it yesterday. 2 hours per day, 4 hours for $15. No one tell me that it was longer than that, because I played it. I timed myself. 2 hours, $15. Sorry, 4 hours in total for $15. And I just knew by the second time, by the 2 hour through in the first day, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much halfway already. This was a complete fail upon fails of their development. Don't say it's longer than Leviathan. It wasn't. Leviathan was much longer. It was. I know people recorded their Omega playthrough. I know that. And it looks like when they recorded it, that it was longer. Now let me calculate this for you. Let me calculate it. Got my calculator. I want to calculate one girl's playthrough and see how long it took her. Because I know that I played this for 4 hours. I know it. So. But yeah, I was right. No. I thought it was different, but I was right. 4 hours. Yep. I was so disappointed. I suck at using calculators. I need my fancy schmancy one, which costs like $40, $30. That's my schoolwork. For $15? What do you think, guys? Is it worth it? And remind you, Shadow Broker was much longer, and it was like, what, 800 Bioware points? And on this, it was 1,200. Man, not a fan. Don't like it. $15. It's not on. Okay, let's go back to it because I completely got off topic on what I was talking about. Okie doke. So, that's what I really don't like, what I do like. Now let's talk about it in general. Okay, spoilers, but these characters were hyped up a little. They were really hyped up, so you know what they are. First, same guy who's in here, in the first one, anyway, because I saw it, is General Petrovsky from Cerberus. This is him. This one. This dude's sitting here. All lazy and shit. What's he saying? Oh, he pretends that, you know. Look at him. I'm the king of the world. Aha. Evil giant. Oh, Aria. I am retarded.